me a second. Ooh, that arm. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Gonna be under my way down to the breeding floor down here and see if anything's died. Doesn't look like anything died over there. But some stuff may have died. I'm not too sure until I get down there and see it. Yep. Was not wrong. 5 of them died. I don't know why. Food in here? Yeah, there's still plenty of food inside of this trough. That's why I put the Tyrannus up. She's fully grown though. So now I can pop out 2 pyromane babies. Real quickly. The rest of these few are going to go up. I don't think there are any down below. I could be wrong. There could be a couple floating down there, but I don't think there is. But there was quite a few more last night than what there are now. Not a big deal. And these females can be bred. They're a high enough level to where I'd actually be okay with breeding them with the other male. Are these all females? Did all of the males just die off? There might be like one male. No, they're all females. There's a mischief right here. 117. If there's any nerds out there that know what I'm talking about, you watch and play the right material. Grab these 2 out and rebreed some of these. I'm going to throw my Rex out as well. So I can breed up another egg on them. I want to say the majority of these should be ready to mate as well. Not this one. This one will take another 3 hours. Or is that 2 or 7? That's 2, so that will take about 3 hours. It's ready, ready, ready. 2.5 hours. Ready. 3 hours. And it's ready. I got a few more megatherium that I could throw out as well right here. Let me go grab a saddle real fast. Excuse me. Grab a crap saddle. That's probably more than efficient. Drops there, not there right now. Clouds off and stuff. Go. Welcome to the stream. Hey man, how you doing? Right now I'm just throwing out some megatherium. And I am trying to fill up the breeding ranks a little bit more. I'm about to breed up these pyros. The female pyro that I raised yesterday is now grown. Got a little bit of a problem from popping these megatherium out last night, letting them grow up. Some of them did die. That happens. I mean, it's not supposed to happen, especially with the full feeding trough. But some of the megatherium did die last night. So it's a sad story, but it is what it is. I'm going to throw these cats out right quick. This is a female, I believe. Yep. So now, because of this baby, I've doubled my output of Pyroman, which is wonderful. I'm going to pop out 2 babies here. And fingers crossed, if I'm really lucky, I'll get 2 more. So let's get him breeding. They're breeding up. I've got 2 eggs so far from the Rexes. I need to see if I can make another egg really quickly because I want to pop out those 2 or 3 eggs today. 30 minutes. Right around the time. So I can make another egg real quick. Just trying to be as efficient as possible. Oh, so you hit your goal. Very nice. I would take a break too, man. That's a lot of grinding. That is a ridiculous amount of grinding. But it could be worth it, especially if you're into building with certain tiers of stuff. I'm not too keen on building with tech. I do like building with tech items such as like the cloners, the replicators, and all that stuff. But with these new skins, man, I find it a little bit overdoing it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that it's bad or anything. Some people just like the aesthetic, and that's cool too. But with this, the skins, I mean, the aesthetic of this is so much easier, and the amount of time that you save without farming is pretty good as well. But yeah, it looks good. I do like tech, but I find myself using the items more so than the actual, building supplies. Yeah, this is true. Doesn't tech have a about the same time of a decay as metal? I thought metal was like 30 days or something like that. 45 minutes. I should probably set a timer. Let me set a timer for this real quick so I'm not messing up. And that's 45 minutes. Ooh. Let's do 40, 42. Do 42 minutes on my timer here. And that should be more than enough time. Yeah, it's 46. Let me check. I don't know if I have or not. I might have. I literally just woke up though, so. Oh, my phone's loading. The internet doesn't really get too strong out where I'm at right now. That's why I have my stuff hardlined with the LAN cable. Hold on. Being weird. Oh. All right. No. No. I did not. Let me check my studio real quick. Because normally I get all of my comments in studio. I need to turn my mobile hotspot on out here on my other phone apparently because it is not wanting to work. Hey, yeah, I see your comment. All right, man. Let me switch over my Wi-Fi real quick to my better Wi-Fi out here. There we go. All right. Yep. So I did get your message. I just replied to it. Yeah. And I can breed up these megs in here now too. I've just been I figured that this one will eventually start making enough because it's going to take such a long time for them to breed up anyways. I was just going to breed all of them just to keep the stream interesting, and as well I would like to see if I have play a gotcha game basically. I might have a chance of getting a higher level tier thing. Excuse me. So I've been just breeding them all. But I take the babies from this guy and her over there, and I'm gonna kind of segregate them. Eventually, they will have eventually really good stats. But for right now, I just want numbers. You know what I mean? Last night I was able to do the boss mother again, the brood mother again, but I haven't done the beta quite yet. I'm just trying to get a. I know it sounds pretty wasteful, but I'm just trying to get a few hundred elements so far, and if I've got to run the gamma cave a couple of times just to get that replicator, I mean it's not too rough, you know. I know there's better ways out there, but good. What in the world? Cigarette went out. Let me throw that over here. Take this up. I'm not going to level these up quite yet either. I'd like to see the stats, make sure they're not kind of miscued from any kind of imprinting or any kind of levels. With the tech binoculars, it's a little easier to figure out what kind of points are on it. It's one of those reasons why I really want to go get tech binoculars, but like I've said, I have to kind of wait on. Yeah. So I'll be I have 3 eggs so far. Once I let this wreck, because it's got 30 minutes on a cooldown so far for today. But I was able to get 2 eggs out yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and yesterday. And in about 30 minutes, I'll be able to get the next egg out. Then I will bring them upstairs and I will put them into the incubator, and I'll incubate them up. But I want to try to get as many eggs as possible before I start incubating them, so that way I have all the babies at one time. I can't stand trying to float around, trying to remember to feed babies, you know what I mean? Throw this on him. You are the... Yep. So all these females should be ready to mate, except for a couple of them. Like this one still has about 3 hours. And some of them still have a little bit more time, but for the majority, they should all be ready. And I should have them all on mating all the way down, except for the last ones that I just put in. Let me start from down here and just start mating. So here, there. Continue down the line here until it's completely done. That one's enabled, so I think that's, yep, we're good. Excuse me. Yeah. So I have a Oviraptor right now. I've got to get these eggs incubated up, and the Oviraptor should help them pop out eggs faster. But the breeding time, that the fertilized egg and all that, I thought that was pretty much set on whatever their cooldown is. I didn't know if the Oviraptor actually affected their cooldown or not. Let's see if this is close enough. Apparently not. Right here. Is that close enough? Yep, that's close enough. There's no breeding there because she's still on cooldown. Are you still on cooldown too? Yeah, she's still on a 2-hour cooldown. Some of these are still going to be on cooldown. I'm just going to let the ones that can breed up, and and then go from there. Take a sip of my poison. Mm. It's kind of hard to read it, but it's the Red Bull Summer Edition for this year. It's pretty good. Caruba, I believe it's called. Caruba elderflower. It's delicious. It's very, very good. It's a lot of caffeine, but it's pretty good. I enjoy a good Red Bull, and I have, like I've said in the past few streams, I have a serious caffeine addiction. Not even just a minor or a light. It's a serious caffeine addiction. If somebody tried drinking the amount of caffeine that I can put in my body, they'd probably have a heart attack. Legitimately. So half of my family is very sensitive to everything, and the other half of my family doubles down on everything. So my grandmother, she can only take like a half a Tylenol, and it just whomps her. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything out right now that are going to drop eggs, though. That's the only reason why I don't have out an Oviraptor. But that's like my big thing for my kibble farm. So I have all of these Uties that I try to collect eggs from. That's why they're so low level. I just went out and grabbed up all the females. I explained this to the chat last night. A chicken is a chicken, regardless of the level. If I just need chicken eggs to bake a cake, it doesn't matter if I have a level 100 chicken egg or a level 1 chicken egg. It's still a chicken egg. With these, they're going to be set to just lay eggs, but not breed. This guy is going to be put into the army, and she might be, they might be bred, but in all reality, I don't really need to add too many to this line. This isn't going to be the main army line. The megatherium are the ones that I'm really worried about. So I'm probably just going to end up with these, like what you were saying, just breeding with these two. Like, oh, excuse me, the megatherium. But these ones I will just be breeding these two and popping out more until I get mutations and whatnot. And the Rexes, they're not going to be bred with any of the other stuff. I have a couple of female Rexes as well as a couple of this is a male Rex that I have. It's a mutated one I found in the wild. It's a 117 when I got it, so it's not very good. Your Rexes are way better when it comes to levels, stats, just everything. So I will be making this line with just these Rexes, so there'll be nothing but the Rexes. I won't breed in anything else with them. Come on, I know I just do that. Jesus. You gonna let me throw it? Goodness gracious. But yeah, she still has about 17 minutes left. But my Oviraptor here, I raised this sucker up from a juvenile, and normally what I'll do, because if I put the Oviraptor right about here, the Oviraptor can collect almost all the way out. If I keep on adding melee to it, its reach will go even farther, but I can pretty much collect all the eggs in the area around this side. So the plan is to, excuse me for coughing. The plan is to have this guy right here. That's why I have this this fridge here, because anything that not this fridge. That's why I have that fridge over there. I did have a fridge here at one point, but I moved it. But this guy will pick up all the eggs in the area. You can see on his melee, I have his melee pretty good. But yeah. The Oviraptor is the only reason why I was able to get a kibble farm going. Yeah, I have it set to pick up both. So it'll pick up both fertilized and unfertilized. I don't want to set it to none, but I have it set it to both for right now. That's how I keep my kibble farm going. But I do not have any eggs right now really worth doing anything except for the T-Rex eggs. These Rex eggs, probably gonna go throw them up right now after this one in about 15 minutes. Right after she's able to have another egg, I'm gonna go up and throw them into the incubator up there. Man, I did tie dye with the kids, and the shirt's awesome, but I got a double XL, and after I threw it into the dryer, it feels like it's just a regular large now, and it just sucked to my skin. I don't even have a collar. It's just like it fuses to my neck. But I love the reverse tie dye. I never really did a reverse tie dye, but it's pretty cool. It's just like tie dyeing, but you take a black shirt and then you have like a bleach powder that you mix in to a bottle of water, hot water, and it's basically just like concentrated chlorine. Then you make your pattern just like any other tie dye kit, and it's pretty cool. I really, really like the tie dye effect. This kind of looks like a skull to me, like a spiky punk skull. It's pretty wild. I really enjoy it. But very nice, very nice. Yeah, I generally don't imprint unless I am riding, because I know that those imprint stats are going to only be available to the rider. So I generally focus on imprinting on, but I will be imprinting on one of the Rexes. I do want to have a rideable Rex for me. I do like the idea of having a boss monster. Just ride around, I'm gonna throw my. Oh, I'm gonna have a Zoid army. Oh, this is gonna be wonderful. That's actually gonna make me kind of giddy. Just have a whole bunch of angry robot T-Rexes running around and munching. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be so damn good. The only problem is these beautiful colors aren't gonna show through. But I don't know what's more worth it, the colors or just having a cool skin? Because there's a couple different skins for the T-Rexes. There's the cartoon T-Rex as well. But I'm not a big fan of the animated series costumes. It's just they look too cartoony and out of place. And they're still cool. I know some people absolutely love them, but they look a little cartoony to me. She should be ready here in about 13 minutes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can actually do that real quick. Just throw them on mating for the time being. Leave the Oviraptor out. Collect the egg. These guys, they breed up so fast and pop so quickly as well. Let me move the megatherium down because I still haven't done the rest of this mating yet. Okay. Probably move down a little bit further, actually. I know it stops the mating after I do this, but it is okay. Probably do all of them at one time, actually. Move it down just a hair more closer. So right about here. Oh, not there. Right about there. If I played with it a little bit more, I probably could get this last one breeding, but not a big deal. just move it down one more time. But yeah, last night we went out. We made up a butt ton. I mean, a metric butt ton of cryopods and everything to be prepared for today. Knocking up, knocking up, knocking out the megatherium breeding. So now, whenever I breed one breed, I could literally pop out an army whenever I need it. So the idea is to have multiple contingency armies, especially once I get her down here completely done, and I get several. And once all of these are this all the way down. Oh yeah, man! I went out to a really good restaurant in my area called Osaka's. It's a high-end Japanese hibachi place, as well as a high-end hand-rolled sushi place. And I, because of the places I've been, I have a a liking for raw fish. Um, one of my favorite foods of all time is literally the most expensive fish that you can get, and that's a bluefin tuna. But it's the price of blah, the price of bluefin tuna is so exponentially high. It's basically impossible for somebody of my class to even get it in the States. But in Hawaii, it was actually a fairly common thing. The Hawaiian people understand that, the bluefin is put on the endangered list, not the endangered watch list. So it's being watched right now because of how good it tastes. People have overfished it. The Hawaiian people are kind of like Japanese people when it comes to whaling. They're not going to stop. They're going to try to be as ecologically friendly as possible, but they're not going to stop hunting one of their favorite things, which is bluefin. A lot of people over there love bluefin. But to get bluefin in the United States, it cost me like $2,000 or $3,000 just for a piece of meat. It's insanely expensive. But that was last night. I got an eel. I got 2 eel rolls. I got 1 to go, and I got tuna sashimi, and I got salmon sashimi. And sashimi is basically just it's sushi without the rice and all the ingredients. It's just the fish, but it's like the premium fish. So the sushi chef will actually take the best cuts of the meat that they're using and use it as sashimi. And the crappier cuts, they'll end up dicing up and putting it as like a spicy tuna roll. So they'll dice up the tuna and put mayonnaise and stuff in there. And if it's not pleasant to the eyes, if it's very pleasant to the eyes, it looks amazing, kind of like the plate did last night, then they'll serve it up as sashimi or sushi topping. But if it's messed up, they just throw it into it. She's almost done. Let me go down here real quick and check the time that she will take to pop. Dory, to your marine fish, dude. I love fish. That's one of those things that being from Florida. I used to have a saltwater aquarium growing up with my mom and her ex, and her ex she really loves the ocean, and it really helped me to understand why the ocean was so cool. So we kept the saltwater tank for a while, and it's such a hassle that we decided that we were going to just do freshwater. We tried the freshwater out for a while, and we got an Oscar. We got an Oscar and a Picostomus. Oscars are known as one of the most violent fish that you can have. Like, they're so extremely violent that they suggest not ever feeding it live food because it becomes even more aggressive. So we decided to feed it live tadpoles. Yeah, yeah. Freshwater are a little bit different than saltwater, but saltwater, they just go ham on anything. I've got a tank that I thought about putting some fish in. I'm not entirely too sure if I even want to attempt it because that's a lot of work. It really is a lot of work, and it's a lot of making sure that you have all of your fluid levels proper, and water's not going to poison itself with bad air, and You got to make sure that, you know, if you got salt water, phew, you got to bring your salt water down to a shop weekly and have it tested, or your fish will just you'll wake up and all of them will be dead. You could literally have your whole tank full of $1,000 fish, and then a bad weather event were to happen, and the barometric pressure drops, and then all your fish just die. It's insane. It's really crazy. They're so sensitive that even cruise ships, like if you were to put a fish in an aquarium on a cruise ship, because you're on the water and the water is so rocky, the fish will inevitably die. Like they kind of just swim around in circles and they just get confused. So you don't see a lot of aquariums on cruise ships because of that. That's a lot, man. 150 gallons is a pretty decent amount. I got like a 20-gallon tank myself, and it's still, I mean, it's one of those big tanks. It's for a nightstand, I believe. What is this time? I just kind of brain farted there for a second. 2.5 hours. Let me throw the timer on real quick. And that's 5 foot by 2 foot. That's too much tank, man. I would be terrified that I would accidentally break it. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, God. Those are one of those types of tanks that you'd want to put behind plexiglass and like install it into a wall or something. We had growing up, I had a massive, it was a 6 foot tank. It was massive. I don't even know how many gallons it was, but it was giant. It was an absolutely giant tank. 6 foot. It was like 3 foot walls. It was very big. That's where we kept our Oscar, and the because it had so much tank to swim in, we had an old canoe, and the canoe we accidentally left flipped up one year, and it filled up with water, of course, and the frogs came, and we had some of the biggest, fattest tadpoles in that canoe that we ever seen. So we go out there with the little fish net, pick them up, throw them into the tank, and that Oscar, man, he'd just swim around and tear them up. It was great. I love that Oscar. And he lasted for a couple years. Like, I want to say like 10, 15 years, somewhere in there. He lasted for a lot longer than what I thought he would. But he was so angry. He scarred himself up. Because he would, we actually found him on the floor one time. We went out, we came back, and he was flopping around on the floor like, shit, the Oscar. And his name was Oscar the Grouch. And we put him back into the tank, hoping that he would survive and everything would go well. And sure enough, he did. So he was okay. But still, you know, we tried to be careful. We had to weigh down the tank lid because he was just so heavy and so strong that he could just smack the tank lid right off and flop himself right out. 22. Let's put it for 19. Okay. We got 2 alarms set, one for the pyro main and one for... Yeah, I love catfish. Don't get me wrong. I would like to have one in a tank, but I'd like to have it deep fried more. I love catfish. It's one of my favorite foods, as long as it's done right. But a lot of people can't stand catfish because they're technically a bottom feeder. So it doesn't really matter to me, though. Good meat's good meat. Oh, excuse me. Oh, come on. Really? I had it out. Tried to take it. Silly. This game can be quite silly. Oh, yeah. My frogies. I need to breed up these so I have a frog for the swamp cave. Come on, give me your saddle. Okie dokie. Pull that out. Throw that on. Ride, froggy, ride. And this is where I mess things up all the time because I do not remember that I have froggies breeding. So right now I'm going to wait for this egg to pop out, and then I will, I wonder, now thinking about it, considering this is technically an egg, would the Oviraptor pick it up? I really don't know the answer to that. Because it's an aquatic egg, I don't know if it will or not. Questions. Let me actually, just for the memes, just go grab it. My mom left her. Uh, my mom left her little wingman or dimorphodon. Have you laid your egg yet? Oh, we got like 10 seconds. I'm going to leave it in here. I'm not going to... No, not yet. You got about 15 minutes on them. They're mating! Yay! Exciting stuff. I'm going to pop out 3 Rexes here shortly. Happy noises. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure most people haven't tried putting an Oviraptor in with with some frogs. I would put it over on top of the roof. It can still grab it from through walls and stuff, which is a little broken. I have a breeder up top, or not the breeder. I have a incubator on top of the breeder over there, and it will grab the eggs through the wall. So it's kind of why I brought him over here, because he was just taking all the eggs out of the incubator. I'd run up there and be like, "Who stole my eggs? Oh my God, they're all gone!" And then I'd run down and they would all be in his inventory and be like, "You little shit!" Oh, give me the eggy. Eggy, eggy, eggy. No, that's poop. I don't want your poop. I want your eggy. Oh, give me that egg. No, yeah, I did. Ha ha! Screw you and your job. So let me go ahead and grab these eggs up now too, considering we're on a roll of breeding. I want to put these up for now. How long does she have until she can breed again? About 10 hours. That's normal. Let's put them up so that way they're not eating food and I don't have to worry about trying to keep up with 30 different animals eating. Makes my life just that much more easy. So knowing that they're going to not pop for another 10 hours makes it a pretty easy decision on that end. This guy right here, I don't think I need him out right now, not until I have my kibble farm going. Hey, we got a Rex egg. Very nice. I've got a few of these. There's some people around the server that actually leave all of their Rex eggs and stuff that they're not using for kibble out in refrigerators for free. And me being kind of a dimwit at times, forgot that Rex eggs are not considered an extraordinary egg. They're the one right underneath that. So I have a whole bunch of them for no apparent reason. Grabbed up a whole bunch of them thinking that I could make a bunch of great kibble, and it still make kibble. It still makes good kibble, but not extraordinary kibble. So that's where I did all my research and found that I already have the animals that actually do the extraordinary kibble, and that's a Tyrannus as well as dragons and a few other things. But do I have my? Yep, I have my Oviraptor here. So let's attempt this. If I can come in. Where's the egg? Where is the eggy? I don't even see it glowing. Maybe it did pick it up. Did you pick up the egg? Oh. So maybe the Oviraptor does pick up the egg. Hey, that's good to know. So for future reference, whenever you're doing any kind of breeding with the aquatic stuff, if they lay eggs, the Oviraptor will grab them. Good to know. So we can put this guy up. But that makes life pretty easy when it comes to aquatic stuff like frogs and stuff. We got about 5 or 10 minutes left on the... Oh, no, I don't want to put that in there. And I don't want to have to worry about marine animals and land animals. So I'm going to throw this egg in here, try to collect up a couple of those. So if you can see on this side of the room, it's all dark. Oh, I fell into a hole. Forgot. So it's all dark over here. Oh, that's because I forgot to put the lights back to begin with. I have this side of the building set up on this part of the generator, and this part of the building set up on this part of the generator. So that way I consider it like emergency power when the incubator is not going. So half of the building will run, and the other half won't. So all this stuff won't run until I turn this generator on. And as you can see, it just turns everything else on this side. I can close this door and start tossing eggs out. I put it up on a platform because I don't want somebody to walk by. I found out that if I throw an egg down on the floor, you can actually pick it up to the floor like a scumbag. So if somebody really wanted to, they could come through, and if I dropped an egg there, they could come through and, oh, I see it right here. Oh, what do you know? Let's pick it up right through the floor, because that's how games work. So fair warning, if you do have eggs out and about, I would put them on a secondary floor so people can't actually steal your eggs through your floor, because that's possible. I'll leave that one there. It's kind of a sad thing that you have to do this kind of stuff, or people will kind of find their way in, steal your stuff. But they should all be incubating. And it's got about an hour and 40 minutes before it's complete. So let me set up another timer. Timers for everything. And that's an hour and 40 minutes, right? Yeah, an hour and 40 minutes. So let me throw it in for an hour and 35. About there. Got a 5-minute buffer time. So we got 3 Boss Rex eggs popped out and about to fully hatch out in a little while. These guys are good. How much longer do you have? About 2 hours. I need to eat. Oh, I completely forgot to throw out my baby Uties. I put the baby Uties up last night because I'm terrified that they're going to die while I go to bed. And for good reason. This morning I woke up to a whole bunch of dead stuff. Apparently it's starved to death. But yeah, so these things starve to death even though I have a full feeding trough. So I don't know. And I still have food. I still have food in here, I believe. Yeah, so I still have plenty of food inside of the troughs. Storage over here. I'm just not entirely too sure what's going on with it. So a whole bunch of them did die though. These guys are almost ready. Got about 6 minutes on her and 6 minutes on her, I believe. Excuse me. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. So we're just kind of running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to pop out babies. Got the megatherium breed going. Oh, if there was only a way for me to get up there easier. These guys have built dinosaur gates, behemoth gates all over the place, so I couldn't get up there unless I flew them all up there. Let me grab up this little bit of element and everything I got over here, throw it back in my room while I'm... Yep. Everything's going to start ringing at me here shortly. Grab this up. I still should have about 5 minutes on them. Yeah, about 5 minutes. I gave myself a 5-minute buffer period for them. Oh, I'm a goof. I am a goofy goober. Oh, man. This thing gets stuck in the floor like that all the time, and I hate it. I don't understand why it does that. So far, we got about 40 element out of the... We need way more than just 100. So I have to look to see how much the generator is going to cost when it comes to element. I'm thinking that we need like 160, maybe, somewhere in there, for all of the stuff and the element that I need to run the generator. Just everything. I probably need 200 for the time being. I believe the Alpha Dragon's the last thing I need to do for the full tech suit as well. Right now I have, I want to say most of the stuff for the tech suit unlocked. Yeah, so I just need the pants and the shirt. I think that comes from the Alpha Dragon. I am not entirely sure. What is that again? Oh, that's what I'm looking for. That's the binoculars. That's in the Alpha Cave. This is the transmitter and the force field. I kind of figured. So I know that these Rexes are boss Rexes. I'm pretty sure they're for the Megapithecus. But I might if I don't know, I might be able to do the boss dragon with it, but I'm more inclined to believe that the herbivores would be better for it because they take less damage from the alpha or from the dragon itself. You're gonna pop babies yet? Close this door so no schmoes will come in. Pop baby. 2 minutes. And 2 minutes. Well, if I get a mutation in any of those colors, I'll keep that in mind. You'll be the first one to get it. Hey, hey. Oh no, no. I got excited for poop. They've only got 3 color IDs on them as well, right? I want to say that they only have 3. I have to when I cryo them up, I'll check it, but I have to wait for them to pop. Got 30 seconds. Oh, here we go. There's one. 213. Hey, it's a female too. Hold up the. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that, but okay. You're gonna pop. Give me baby. Give me twins, triplets. Give me lots of babies. All females. Give me triplet females. Maybe. Possibly. Oh God. Okay. And there's a male. So we did get one male that time, which isn't a big deal. Oh, your tail, your floppity flopper. Move this out of the way. Pick this male up. Let me look at these stats real fast and see. These are both matching levels. Now, so they have a full 6 colors on their color ID, so I was very wrong. Were these a breeding pair to begin with? This is a 211, so I'm not sure if we just got a breeding pair out of sheer luck. or if they were a breeding pair beforehand. But they have matching stats. Yeah, so this is a breeding pair. I don't know if that was a breeding pair before or what, but we got a perfect breeding pair, apparently. This is the one that I ride. Yes, yes it is. So I'm going to put her over here. Going to grab out some meat and start filling up these babies real quick. Alright. Baby can go here. And baby can go here. You get some meat and you get some meat. Like Oprah of meat. Oh, I completely forgot to throw these Uties out too. They're hiding behind my face. The Uties are going to come along, I think by today, I want to say. Throw them out this way so that way their tails go through. They're big old floppers. There we go. Tails go through the wall. Don't have to deal with them smacking me around and moving me around as I'm trying to feed babies and stuff. But they're coming along pretty well. This is my breeding pair that I need for later on. And like I said earlier, I don't try to put the imprinting, even though it just wants a walk. And this one wants to go on a walk as well. I'd like to be able to know what their stats are. And then as I need a dinosaur for riding, I'll put an imprint on the dinosaurs that I ride. More damage. What are your damage numbers? 357. No. 337. 337. Generally stack some meat up on these guys. Oh, it's going to start getting hot today. What's the weather supposed to be? Actually, I'm going to grab the other one. Not as bad as yesterday. It's not supposed to be in the hundreds. But it will, not tomorrow, but Monday. Monday, Tuesday, 101. And so the real feel is going to be crazy. Right now, it feels like 105 outside. I don't know if you can see that, but oh, hold on. Yeah, no. So, right there. The real feel is 105. So, we got an excessive heat warning here in this part of Texas. It's quite toasty, and not in a very pleasant way. Yeah, yeah. So it's 94 Fahrenheit right now. It's supposed to be a little bit higher. And the real feel, it's kind of hard to see it. The real feel underneath it, so it says 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Underneath it, it says real feel 105. So it might only be 94 degrees out right now, but it feels like 105. So that's the real feel. But 94 degrees is still pretty hot, and this isn't even the hot part of the day quite yet. Yeah, it's gonna get even hotter. So we like tomorrow, the actual temperature will be 100 degrees, and the day after tomorrow will be 101 degrees. But the real feel will probably feel like it's up in like 109, 110. It's very, very hot. Very, very hot. But yeah, right now it's 94. But like I was saying, this oh, I can zoom in on it. So you can kind of see underneath it where it says the feels like. It feels pretty hot. It's a little warm. Most people in this area are used to it. We hide from the sun. It's one of the reasons why I have um, low vitamin D, because the sun is a deadly laser, and it's just quite hot. Cigarette didn't go out. Thank you. But yeah, it gets toasty. It's the third hottest place I've ever been. First hottest place I ever been was the Valley of Death out there in California area. I was right on the edge of it. We weren't actually in the Valley of Death, but we were like right next to it. We were neighbors. And I did a training event out there for like a month and a half. It was just hot. It was very hot, undesirably hot. Just so many heat casualties, it's not even funny. The second most hot place I was ever at was Jalalabad, Afghanistan. You're 5,000 feet above sea level minimum anywhere in that country, and you just feel like you're like right next to the sun. You're just right there. You could probably reach out and touch the sun. It's that close. It's just so hot. But this is the third hottest place, and we're not even in the hot months yet. Man, I wish. I was just talking to my wife. I actually just talked to my kids and my wife yesterday, actually. It's like, we got two choices. We can either go move up north, or we can move back down to Florida. Because Florida, it's more southern, but because of the sea breeze and because of the ocean and because you're surrounded on three sides being on a peninsula, you got a nice cool sea breeze. So if the ocean's 80 degrees and there's a big breeze blowing off that, you're not going to be very much higher than 80 degrees because you've got a swamp cooler cooling you off. Out here, it starts going up in temperature and it doesn't stop. There's nothing to cool it off. It just keeps on going and going and going until the literal sidewalks melt. But if we were to move up north, we have to deal with cold. If we ever to move down south, we're going to deal with a whole bunch of weather and it being humid and warm. So it's a lot more humid down there than it is here. But this is still for some reason, I don't understand why it's so humid here, but it is still in the top, for the United States, it's in the top 10 most humid places in the United States. And I don't understand it, because we're not next to an ocean, but apparently there's so many rivers and lakes around here that it just stays humid. But I wish, man. 66 degrees, I would love that. Nice and cool. You can always warm up in the cold. You can't really do the same in the heat, though. You can only get so naked. But with the cold, you just throw some wood on the fire, or you grab a couple extra blankets, plug in a heater blanket, and you're gravy. I mean, you're good. You don't have to worry about nothing. But in the heat, it's just ridiculous. It's way too hot. I don't know how ancient civilizations lived in places like this without the modern amenities. I guess they would sleep through the hot parts of the day. What's my timer at? Got an hour. About an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, a lot of people do, believe it or not, man. Like, they actually have a law in my state. If your house can't maintain temperatures below 82 degrees year round or temperatures above, I think it's 45, if your house drops below 45 and is sustained there, because I rent, it would be illegal for my landlord to not fix it. So they actually have renters laws protecting people like me from bad landlords and insulating the houses properly so that way you don't have to deal with excessive temperatures for heat or cold, because it gets pretty cold in my area as well. It's a perfect storm of just bad weather. So if it drops below a certain degree, then they'll have to come and either A, fix the AC or heater, and or B, put more insulation in the walls if that's the problem. They would have to fix it. But my house, it stays, my insulation's pretty good. I have single pane glass windows though, so that's where a lot of my heat and my AC go out from. So my trick is the old school, just staple stuff to the window and insulate it. Give it a little air pocket in between the window. So I'll take old sheets or blankets and I'll kind of use them as a curtain, and then I'll put curtains over top of that to make it look good, so it doesn't look like I have a sheet stapled to my wall. But as you can tell, like behind me, that's just an old sheet that I stapled up to the roof and around just to kind of make a smaller air pocket in my garage. So I have basically like my own little green screen behind me. But yeah, they're just old sheets, man. It keeps because I have an AC in the window, and it tries. But if it has to try to cool the entire room, it's way too much for it. So I try to shrink the room down a little bit, have the fan blowing and the AC and all that stuff. But yeah, it gets overwhelmingly hot in my area, and then pretty cold in my area as well. During the winter, we'll have snow. We had a freak ice storm a couple years ago where we had like a foot of snow drop on us out of nowhere, and then it turned into ice, and then people had to ice skate to work. But they shut down everything when it happens, so you're not going to work for the most part. But yeah, there was literally people out in the streets ice skating on the asphalt because the snow had melted enough, because the ground was still hot, but we had so much snow drop that as it cooled the ground off, it melted and then turned into ice. So there was literally about an inch of ice on the road, and people were just skating like on ice skates down the road. It was wild. And they had snow all the way down into Galveston, Texas, which is literally the beach. It's off the Gulf of Mexico. So that one year, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, there was actually snow on the sand at the beach. It was the most insane picture I'd ever seen in my life. Snow in Texas at the beach. It's just wild. Got about an hour before the Rex eggs and about an hour and 45 minutes before the megatherium start popping. But this little garage that I'm in, it's not technically connected to the house. I mean, it's connected by roof, but the walls, it's all walled off. There's no insulation in the walls out here either. This is legitimately a garage. So I've tried my best. I put my little spray foam. I spray foamed all the cracks and all that stuff to try to keep the cold air in. And I put my little sheets throughout the room to make my own little room inside of the room. Kind of like a tent, like a fort. But because I smoke out here, they've all kind of have to be, you know, cleaned up. Oh, I know. It's one of those things that it's the only way I can really do it right now more efficiently. I can throw them onto the boat, but having 12 megatheriums on my motorboat is quite a task. I mean, the red obelisk is right there, so I could easily get there. It's just having all 12 of these dudes and chicks on the top of my motorboat. It just seems a little risky because all it takes is me to accidentally hit one rock and then all of them fall off of it. But I can pile up, I want to say I can pile up 7 and a Uteranus right here, and then I can pile up around the edge here. I want to say 7 or 8 of them. And if I were to put some on the roof as well, I could pile up quite a few more around here as well. I could probably put a whole army up here, honestly. I'm not too sure about it, but I could probably put a whole army up there. But generally speaking, I'll wait. I'll wait for the boss. I'll leave all of my megatherium out here around that area where the drop is, and then when the drop actually comes, everything's in that area, and it should. There's a feeding trough out here too. So I've got a feeding trough, and it's within the area of the drop. So let me turn on this radial right here. So it's a pretty decent area that the megatherium can eat. And I'll generally put all of the megatherium in this area right here because, oh, you're right. You're right. I didn't think about that. But yeah, I just throw them out there in the feeding trough area. Yep. Excuse me. You are very right. This is unpowered. I was kind of tired last night, so things happened. Put it here then. Right there. Then I'll throw out these. That's probably why I wasn't able to throw stuff out the way that I was. I'm a goofy goober. What is the range on you? So yeah, I got more space now. I was wondering why I couldn't throw anything out last night. I was like, I have it right there. It should just throw it right out. Apparently not. So I can throw them out here, which will make it way easier. If I throw out my megatherium in this area and then just kind of whistle them up into the supply drop right here. But this supply drop that drops down, it drops right around in this area right here. So, and with megatherium, they're small enough to where you can fit quite a bit of them in it. Because I know the supply drops have a smaller ring than compared to the obelisk, like that guy over there. But with them being smaller, it's a little easier to fit them all in. Now, if I was trying to do that with 19 Rexes and a Uti, oh no, they're not fitting in. They are definitely not fitting in. But because they're megatherium and they're smaller, and I only got 12 of them, so I'm not rocking a 19 squad with a Uti. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that the risk isn't as big right now as later on. If I were to do that with, like I said, a group of like these Rexes, the boss fighting Rexes, have 19 of them and have so much stuff dependent on it, like all the different tributes and all the different artifacts, and some of them, get killed because I didn't fit them all into the circle, then yeah, that's a big risk. But because it's because I'm fighting the lower bosses and they all fit in the circle because there's not enough to really crowd the area. It's less. But as I make my way up in the difficulties, I will not be doing it that way. This is just the means to an end, I suppose you could say. So when I get a transmitter, I won't be dealing with this crap anymore. I won't have to do that anymore. But for right now, it's kind of a requirement. Unless I wanted to go mess around on the boat, bring them all the way down there and do all that, you know, funky stuff. Because I can put 12 on this boat. I'm almost guaranteeing with no problem. And that's not even the inside of the boat. I could even put more on the inside. But with them being down on the floor here, I would be afraid that if I bumped a rock, they would all get ripped out. And it would be a massive chain reaction of crap. And then all of a sudden, things are eating my stuff in the ocean, and I'm panicking, and everything's going wrong. And why does the world hate me? And just, I don't want to put myself in that position. I'm smart enough to know where I stand in the world when it comes to certain things, and that's one of those things that I would prefer to deal with the supply drop than have to deal with the obelisk. And on top of that, there's only 3 obelisks, and people might end up showing up. They see me throwing out a whole bunch of, they see me driving to an obelisk with a bunch of them on my roof. I got 13 different creatures on my roof. I got a Yudi and 12 megatherium, you know what I mean? They're going to be like, he's going for the boss fight, and go and steal all of my artifacts. You know, and it's just, my brain works all weird. I start thinking about all the problems that would eventually happen given enough time. Go back in here and feed these babies. So I just throw them in there. It sounds a lot more difficult, but it really isn't too bad. But yeah, yesterday was pretty productive when it came to nothing dying. I don't think anything died yesterday, which is spectacular. Nothing died. My boss fought, and I got some more element. Nothing died. Everything survived. It's pretty good. Now, I know the beta boss will definitely put a whooping on me, and is probably going to kill a few of my things. But for the time being, I'm just sticking with the gamma. That's just the easiest way to go about doing it until I get a replicator and I get a transmitter and all the things that I need for, you know. But I think the transmitter is for, I can only get the transmitter at the tech cave, I want to say. Unless the Alpha Dragon drops it, I only think the certain, because you need the transmitter to go to a different arc, and if you don't learn about the arcs until after you fight the Overseer, I could imagine that you're not going to get the transmitter until you fight the Overseer, because the character shouldn't know that there's other arcs yet until the Overseer. So I'm thinking that the transmitter should be an Overseer drop, but I could be wrong. I'm trying to go off of arc sense and common sense and trying to, but if done the way that I think is done, the tech transmitter is not going to be seen until you fight the Alpha, or not the Alpha, just the Overseer in general. Probably at any stage in the Overseer, you'll get a transmitter. And you need a way to go from Scorched Earth to the island, back and forth, so I would assume. Is it really the Alpha Dragon? I would have assumed that it was the Overseer. Because if I were to have designed that part of it myself, or had a say in it, I would think that because you can ascend after you kill the Overseer, and technically that means that you are going from one island to the next as you go through the cutscene. You go from the island to Scorched Earth, that you would need a transmitter after that fight. So I would say that at like the basic, gamma Overseer would drop apparently that's not how it works, but I would have assumed that that's how it should have worked. You know what I mean? Because you would have to it's just, I don't know. My brain is thinking about it in such a way that it wouldn't make sense for, the dragon to drop it compared to the overseer, because dragon's not going to transmit you to scorched earth. When you fight the overseer, then you get transmitted over to scorched earth. And I know not physically, but in the cutscene, you get transmitted over. You spawn back into the island, but you have the option at that point. I know you can go there right now. I can transmit out and go there, but you get what I'm saying, like role playing and all that stuff, the vision of it, the idea behind it. These damn stars are beautiful. And the fact that they move is even more spectacular. It takes a little bit for you to see it, but if you look up at the very top of the screen, you watch the stars that are about to, they look like they're about to disappear through the top of the screen, like they melt upwards. They actually do melt away. You can watch the stars disappear. All right. Well, that's good to know. I wonder if anybody's going to be running the Alpha Dragon on my server. I'll probably stop by and run the Alpha Dragon if anybody announces it. I haven't seen anybody run it in such a long time that I wouldn't be surprised if there's nobody doing it right now. And it's such a rare boss fight for me to see people doing that. I wouldn't be surprised if nobody was doing it right now, because the alpha sales, or not the alpha sales, the Spino sales. Beautiful. Wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful, outstanding. Never say pretty. It's not pretty. If you ever really, really have somebody that you don't like, just tell them they're pretty. This is true. This is true. Some people privately do that kind of stuff. I could probably ask the chat. Let me actually do that. Might as well. I'm one of those old people. I don't type like that. I type like this. I was in typewriter class too, in middle school and high school. I just never picked up on it. Excuse me. Oh, I'm over a level 100. I can go into it. I am level 103. The first time I seen it being run, I said, "Oh, I want to join." They said, "All right, come on over." And they're like, "Wait, you are level 100, right?" Now at that time I was level 98. They were like, "Oh, well, you can't do the boss." And I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "You have to be level 100." It's like, "Oh, level 98, no!" And then I tried leveling up. And ever since, I haven't seen anybody else running the boss. But I've got the Broodmother Alpha out of the way, and I got the Megapithecus Alpha out of the way, so I have all of the Alpha stuff for them. The only Alpha that I'm missing for the Guardians is the Alpha Dragon. And after that, I will be able to make all the stuff that I can get from the Guardians. The tech binoculars and stuff like that, I'm going to have to figure out. I might have to go online and see if anybody's running a Alpha Cave at any other server and just kind of set something up from there. But I'm not very good at networking, kind of a recluse when it comes to talking to people. I'm not a people person. So asking for help is not one of my fortes. You know, it's not my thing. But I've been trying to get better at understanding that it's a community. You know, it's not really asking for help. It's just trying to enjoy the game, and that's how networking is. Like-minded people trying to enjoy something that they all find in common. They might not be best friends, but you enjoy something so much that you network with them in hopes that you'll be able to accomplish some of these things. So that's the general idea of networking from my limited experience with it, and that should hold true through all networking. That's why I was never really good at it as a young man in the military. I just never really had the same point of view as some of the other people. I did my job, leave me alone when I'm not doing my job. I love the Army, but I'm not trying to make it my personality, you know what I mean? Like, I am still who I am. So it's just one of those things, you know, like a lot of dudes that are hunting for medals, hunting for, clout, and trying to, make a name for themselves through the Army. They just, they have different points of view and mindsets than other people like me. I just didn't get along very well with those types of people. And they didn't like me too much either. So it would seem nobody is doing the alpha fight right now because nobody is responding. Got a pretty decent meat on these cats now, though. And it's a big surprise that these are breeding. These are a breeding pair. They have perfect matching stats. They're both level 213, and they're both matching. I don't know how that happened. But it is nifty. I wonder if this male. It's a female. That's the male. So they got all the father stats. 403, 325. Do they have the father stats? Is this a 403? Nope, they got the mother stats. So they're not a good breeding pair. I mean, they're not bad breeding pair, but I definitely want the higher stats from the father. Because the father has a 403 and melee. So I'm not going to breed with this male. I need to go grab a drink real quick. Give me a quick second. It's starting to get a little spicy out here with the heat. So give me a quick second. I'll be right back. So damn warm out there. So I went and grabbed the package out in front of my house, and I thought it was warm out here, but it is nowhere near as warm as it is actually outside. It's the best way to explain outside right now is if you ever make beef jerky in your oven, and you have your door to the oven slightly ajar, and the heat's coming out of it. You open it up, put your face right in there to look at the beef jerky, and that heat hits you in the face. It's not overwhelming, like hot, holy crap, something's in there baking right now, but like more like you're cooking beef jerky. It's at a high temperature, or a low temperature for beef jerky, but it's at a high temperature for you. And it's like, under 200 degrees. You're not trying to boil your beef jerky. You're trying to dry it out. That's what it feels like outside right now. It feels like if I hung up some sticks out in my front yard, put some meat out there on hooks, they would just dry the meat out into beef jerky. It just feels like an oven, but not super hot, but hot enough. Probably could dry some meat. Well, I got about 40 minutes until megatherium, or not megatherium, the Rex eggs. Let me go make sure the Rex eggs are still there. As I pop more and more out, and as I make sure that these continually increase in number, I won't be as worried with the eggs, but I'm fairly worried. It's not as a big importance as, say, the pyromane or the megatherium because of live birth. Because during the week, I'll leave these out during the week and let them stay on breeding. I won't have to worry about eggs. Just at the end of the week, I'll have 5 to 7 eggs, depending upon how many the Rex drops. And from there, I can just drop them all out. So, inevitably, over time, Rexes will not be a problem. It seems that we are about 50% way done with it so far. The health is all good. Yeah, all of the health is fine. Health is good. Everything's good. And these ladies are going to pop about, yeah, that's about what my time says. So these ones are going to be the last few. And the first one will pop a lot closer to what my time actually says. So I got a minute. I got an hour and 19 minutes, and this is an hour and 22 minutes. That's about 3 minutes. You shall not pass. I will shit before. Alright. Enough jokes aside. How much crap do you need? How much do you need? Throw you out. So they're pretty good on food for right this second. A little less worried about them starving to death. These are... I might as well give them a little bit of food as well, just because I do not want them... I know it's not enough food to really do a whole lot, but it's enough food to satiate them if they aren't eating out of the trough for some weird reason. But I do need to go get more food, and I still have about an hour. So, you know what? I'm not even thinking. I don't need to get more food. I have a pretty substantial amount that I actually need to cook and not let spoil like that. Take all this. Yeah, I completely forgot I put that in there last night. Went to bed. Yeah. That's it's quite a laundry list, man. It really is. That is one busy person. I try not to overload myself too much. As you can see, I've got a lot of babies in here. So I'll throw all these babies into my need to raise. And I'll throw the babies out and basically just hand raise them until they're at 10% and then let them trough feed. But I can only do so many babies before it becomes just overwhelming. So I could do all these babies right now, but I'm just really just choosing not to. That's one of the, I got 15 baby megatheriums that popped out yesterday, and they're all babies. On top of that, I got like 5 Uties that I need to raise up. I found this guy. Ooh-wee. I haven't gotten any of those yet. I need to get a Giga for meat runs, to be honest. I'm tired of doing all this crazy meat running. But yeah, that's quite a bit. I wouldn't know how much meat that they eat as babies. I know with just a megatherium, it gets wildly just crazy with the amount of food these boogers eat. So I can only imagine having all of those bigger dinosaurs out, how much they would actually eat. Hold off real quick, grab this out, fully restock it. Yeah, a lot of people say that they like the Karchar over the Giga. They're quicker, they're a little smaller, so they're more maneuverable, but they still pack such a heavy hit. I've just never gotten around to taming any of them, and I know they have that new taming mechanic where you have to feed them a corpse and all that stuff, and I just really haven't done it. But I was thinking to myself the other day that I was actually going to, instead of using this as a megatherium breeding area, I'm actually thinking about just turning that into my crafting house and putting all of my dedicated storage around the edge of it and crafting the replicator for it right there and putting it on the wall, putting it on a roof above the door so you can just grab it, a one-high roof so you can still, and it's up out of the way. Because that's tight enough for all that. But then again, I wouldn't mind doing that here. I just don't know if this is too wide or large of an area for the replicator to get access to all of the different auto crafting. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. We're just kind of running around, feeding babies and chatting, hanging out. If you got any questions or anything, let me know in chat. Crazy rants, or you want to go on, more than welcome. Typing in the chat. I said feeding babies and they left. Yeah, I found a really cheesy way of being able to auto feed this and overstocking it. So let me show you real quick. This is one of the ways that I was considering just leaving my guy AFK for a while and just doing all of the meat at once and just cooking it all up, because apparently you can actually do it this way, overstock, or not overstock. You can I'll just do it with the meat I have on me. So I have it fully stocked up. There's no space in there for anything. It's at 50 out of 50. Turn it on. Preferably don't just start munching on all the meat. Where is my... There it is. So now, as it goes, I'm stocking it as it goes. So essentially, I have my double toothpicks. I got, and my A button, or my X button for PlayStation, is got my toothpick, and then my trigger's got a toothpick, so it's just going to automatically feed in if it doesn't kill me from auto eating for some weird reason. But it will automatically feed into the cooker, and as everything spoils, it'll fill it up too. So it's a nifty little way. I'm already at 53 out of 50. So as it spoils, it'll go back to 40 because I'm automatically, refilling it. So I could just load I could black bag my inventory with meat. I wouldn't want to, obviously, because it's going to all spoil before you can get it into the cooker regardless. But I can put a pretty penny amount of meat in my inventory and just kind of let it load up. So if you got a crafter, hopefully it doesn't keep on eating randomly. But if you do have a crafter, you can do that with your crafter. I don't know why it's eating it. You just throw your crafter on the side of the room and carefully, don't use it. I've said this a million times. I do not condone or recommend anybody to stuff things inside of their controller or keyboard or anything. But the way that I do it is I have... Oh yeah. Yeah, I know with gigas it's a ridiculously long time. Especially on single times servers. I know it takes a ridiculous amount of time to raise them from egg. But the way that I do this is with essentially I get a good solid toothpick, a nice solid plastic toothpick, something that's not going to break. I never use wood, never use anything that has a possibility of breaking off, nothing fragile or flimsy. Well, flimsy's okay. You want it to be a little bit flaccid. You don't want it to, be too rigid because then it might break. So, and I just get that going and I can load up. We're at 57 out of 50 right now. So we're overloading the grill. Get everything in there and then we could just walk away after we load it up as much as we want. But this is a great job for a crafter. I try to think outside the box a little bit. Very a lazy, I don't want to say very lazy person, but I am a lazy person at heart, so I want to find the easiest route to success that I possibly can. And this is one of those easy routes to success. If you've got a crafter on the side, this would be a good way of making up a whole bunch of meat. So if you got multiple crafters, you can actually get multiple stoves and do this. Or you could just craft up a whole bunch of random stoves and just throw it all in there and run around. Oh man, I got this this cut. It's not even really a cut. So the other day we got a new refrigerator. A new to us refrigerator, a refurbished refrigerator. Still a good refrigerator. It's a Maytag. And as I'm helping pull it off the truck, the refrigerator decided to bite me on the side of the truck with its weight. So I have this little tiny black line on my leg of where it pinched the hell out of me. I mean, when I say it bit me, it pinched me so hard because it slammed between the truck bed and my leg was in between it. So it pinched me really, really good. And it pinched me so hard that I actually have a scab now. So I was just checking it out. But yeah, it was pretty funny. We're at 60 out of 50 or 61 out of 50. So we got some meat going. Straws. I can't stand paper straws, so I try to save up as many of my plastic straws as possible because I know we will live in a world eventually where they finally figure out a way to keep your paper straw from disintegrating in your cup. And I don't like that. I don't like that. You can call me cruel, say what you want. Oh, you're trying to kill the turtles. No, I like plastic. I will try to properly dispose of my trash and not throw it into an ocean. I like thermometers too, but you don't see me breaking open old mercury tubes of thermometers, throwing it all about. No, as a human being, I should reasonably consider the risks and consequences of my actions. So I try not to pollute with plastic. But I still enjoy plastic, fruits of human labor for such a long time. You know, I'm gonna use me some plastic, thank you. It would seem that I have completely filled up what I can here, and let me throw that out. Let that go. It'll continually fill up. Still have about an hour. We have 30 minutes on the eggs, I believe. No. Goodness gracious. Do not want to do that. Excuse me. Throw that in there. It should be enough. I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to take all of this. But we will see. Okay. Throw this. They got a pretty decent amount of food. That should make it out of juvenile state. I'm gonna leave it in them just because if they don't eat, they'll still have food in their inventory, so they'll be able to survive even if the trough glitch happens. So we will see, but I'm pretty sure they'll be okay. Throw that in there, and then throw these in here. Throw that crap out. Throw that crap out. We overstacked it by 12. It was nice. It works. They're already at 5.5. They should raise up very quickly. And I'm thinking about imprinting on this male so I have it imprinted because I will be riding, some of these. But I'm going to try to stick with the males so that way I don't have to worry about messing with the breeding pool or anything dying and me not being able to replenish. And I'd like to have a couple on standby just in case. So I'll probably make these damn birds messing with my mammoth. As soon as I go out there, it'll fly away and it won't be back. It'll go away and I won't have to worry about it. Really, I only need to imprint it one time for it to... That's nice. So I will imprint this guy one time, I suppose. And he should be completely good. I'm interested to see the kind of damage that he'll do imprinted. I'm very interested because the damage that they do, and I just learned about their like little Super Saiyan attack where you take the Flame Rage and then you can use it to boost your attack. So I can only imagine it being even more insane as you imprint on it. And if I can get 100% imprint with one on a 3-time, that's bombastic side-eye type level stuff. I can only imagine being on a crazy boosted weekend on PvP or small tribes where they do like 4 or 5x weekends and stuff like that, or even crazier, and then just popping out a million of these things. That would be nuts. Absolutely insane. It would be fun, though. That would be pretty fun. To do a PvP. If I could find a solo. Yeah, and with the Summer Bash event, I know that they're going to be releasing some new mini games for the Club Arc. I don't know if you've been over to Club Arc yet, but it's pretty cool. It's a little incomplete in my opinion, but the idea there, that's such a good idea. I love the social hub that everybody from all over, including player versus player, can meet up with player versus. It's actually pretty cool. And I believe it's free, so you could just join in on it. But you can play mini games and things of that nature. It's the idea of having a social hub. You can play poker. You can actually go in and play poker. So what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll just play a few mini games and then gamble a little bit. It's pretty fun. It's actually yeah. You want to go to the ones at the very bottom of it. I don't want to go into it quite yet, but if you go into the Club Arc, there's quite a few that don't have, but most of the people will jump on the very last one down here, or if you have the players switch the other way. Oh. Apparently it's all PvE. But you just scroll down to the bottom here, and you'll have a whole bunch of people on the, generally on the last server. Ping's not too bad in my area right now. But yeah, you just click on that, and you can join in. Your character does not actually get transmitted like you would think. It'll give you a warning saying that your character will go unconscious where you're standing, and then when you come back, you can spawn in exactly where your character just went unconscious. So. And you can bring things back from it, too. So they're not very good saddles. Yeah. Yeah, the center maps, man. There's so many high-level dinosaurs on the center, it's kind of ridiculous. I have a character over there on the center right now. But a lot of people really like the center map. Just for the high-level dinosaur, the amount of resources that are on that map are insane. You can literally stack a black bag of oil on your Dunkleo, in the matter of minutes. Like it's very, very high level amount of resources in certain areas. So depending upon how you play, you know, like if you're trying to mid max your entire playthrough, then the center is the place to do it. If you're just trying to do it for aesthetics, or you're trying to play the original, you know, bit of the game, Island's pretty good. But once the aberration map drops, man, that's where I'll be. That's where I'll be. That's and it's going. Those servers are probably going to be filled up like the center map is right now, and that's going to be fun trying to get into those maps to begin with. So it's one of those things that everybody's got their favorite map, and as the new maps continually drop, more and more players will come back to the game or come into the game for the first time to explore those maps that they remember from the old game, as well as those players that just generally love the game and have stayed on the game forever are going to live on those servers indefinitely, and they will not open up. They'll be chock full. So, but I'm hoping that, to be honest, I'm hoping that they kind of increase the cap of the servers too. If they can put 100 players on one server, that would probably be the best, but they might not be able to do that as of right now on the current engine. When they release 5.4, the Unreal Engine 5.4 upgrade, they might be able to open up server caps a little bit higher and make it a little bit more reasonable to get onto some of these maps. But as of right now, with the way that the game is, I wouldn't be surprised if it took a little bit of time for them to iron the stuff out. Let me go check on these eggs. It says I got about 25 minutes. Just want to make sure that they're still there. Nothing cheesy went on or happened. Yep, we're still good. About 25 minutes, yeah. Oh. Those ladies should pop within the next hour. Oh, how long has that got? I don't know if I'll be able to do this boss fight if I attempt it. If it just hit, then I'm good, but I'm probably going to get everything thrown out, and then it will disappear immediately. It's got a pretty decent amount of time on it, actually. You know what? Maybe if I'm quick about it. Maybe if I'm quick about it, I can actually do it. I should have kept these out, though. Let me grab these. Grab my Yudi. Oh, tiger. Grab. Do I have? Yeah, I have 3 of them in here already. It's go time! Grab my Yudi. I got food, I got water. Grab these up just because. This crate's got 60% left on it, so a little bit less by the time that I get over there. Take a drink real quick. It's still there, so. Home throat. Home throat. Whoops. Well, damn it. Doing all the wrong stuff. Eating spoiled meat. Taking my armor off and stuff. Controller's starting to die. Oh, goodness. Megatherium army. Battle. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Come on, all of you. You don't want to live forever. You can say something. Yeah, I don't mind. You can always say something. Give me your opinion. Tell me I'm being stupid for doing it this way. This should be good. Stop all. Not just one, stop all. Some of these are going to need to be pushed up a little bit. If I can get through. Let me in. Alright, there we go. Can I jump on you so I can get out of the way? Yeah. Oh, do I have the time? This. Oh, let me out. Yep. So, I'm actually... Yeah, see how fast and easy that was? I might miss one. There's one outside right now that I'm probably going to miss, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. Like you're saying, you only really just need two. Alright, we are here. And we got a couple. We didn't get all of them, but we got a pretty substantial amount. Kill! What in the hell are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Why are you standing here like idiots? Kill that. You dummies. What are you doing? Why are you standing there like lumps? They're like freaking out on each other right here. They're just... There we go. Jesus. These ones in the back here aren't going to get an insect buff because they're kind of... I need a UD roar. I keep on getting smacked. I could probably run around... Thinking about this, considering I do a push attack whenever I do roar, if I sit back here and I roar at them, are they going to get flung towards that pushed in? These little straggler bugs over here. Wow. You got such a horrible turn radius. So these bugs right here aren't really... out too well for this guy over here. Kind of getting a little stuck. Apparently that's not the strat. I should get some of these over onto the other side if I can get those guys to follow me. If I set it up on multiple commands for one army, so half the groups on one side, half the group on the other side, if I brought these ones around to the other side, they'd all get a better insect buff. This one's not even doing anything. Let's see. If I launch it. Yeah, I can just give you the chitin, man. I've got 3 full volts of chitin already. You've already given me more than enough. I'll just give you that stuff. It's really not that big of a deal. I'm not going to be able to use it all anyways. There's just too much of it. For every full volt, I'm going to need 2 full volts of stone, and my poor little Dodicris can only do so much. So you can, if you want a full volt, you're going to have 2 full volts. I still have an absolute crap ton. I have a stack of 350 for myself. You have more. Take it all, dude. That's one of the reasons why I like to bring as many megatherium. As I go through this crap horde of megatherium stuff in their inventory, there's going to be a lot of. Last night there was a black bag of chitin. Oh no! Something died. One of mine died. I'm gonna have to pick up this bag. It's got a saddle on it. So, just kind of launching the spiders over at them. Maybe that is the strategy. Just kind of like softball the spiders at the megatherium so that way they hit them. Like that. Just kind of smack the ball. Spiders over towards the megatherium, so it gets all of the megatherium some spiders. Very nice. So let me check this area real quick. Yeah, I completely forgot to buff. I was just kind of. That's a level 500. Wow. Where is the bag? Is that it? No, that's an Arano. I mean, I guess it's not that important. Let me go grab this element and all this stuff. I got a minute. Yeah, I wasn't buffing. I completely forgot. Grab this stuff up. Let me try to move these guys away a little bit. Move over here. I can look for the saddle. Where be the saddle? Megatherium. There we go. I'll take the saddle. I don't really need this essence, but we lost 1 megatherium that time. What megatherium was it? Let me actually look. Alright, so not horrible, not the best. We did lose a good megatherium though with a decent. Well, not the best. It's It's not a loss. Welcome to the game. Welcome to the live stream, chat, game, whatever you want to call it. We just completed the Broodmother, so we're gonna head back and we're gonna look to see how much crap we got Hey, I didn't get stuck. Very nice. Normally you get stuck in that situation where a whole bunch of them spawn on top of you. But yeah, tattoo man, you see what I mean about having all this stuff? So yeah, I've got plenty. Hello, mother. Oh, once the next one comes, you're more than welcome to come, mom. You know you can. But tattoo man was actually asking if we can make a trade with some chitin, and I just told me you've been giving me a whole bunch of stuff already. I'm just gonna literally just give you all this. I mean, this guy's black bagged. Well, I literally just barely made it to the boss fight myself. When it happens, we got 15 minutes, so that drop will disappear within 15 minutes. Grab this chitin. Now I'm black bagged. But yeah, tattoo man, I'll leave the door open and I will let you in, and then when I'll unlock the vault for you. But I have a vault here. Oh, you need the artifact. Yeah, I'll give you the artifact. That's fine. That's fine. 100%. Yeah, I'd have no problem with that. I've got a few more artifacts right now. So let me. Are you on right now? Got one of those. Get one of these. And one of these. Okay. I'll set these aside then. But yeah, once I get dedicated storage, I'm going to. Oh, come on, passive. Please don't go run around and kill stuff because they're pretty sure that tiny little bird's not going to kill anything. At least that's the hope. What in God's name are you doing? Oh, you're still following. Stop. Stop one. I forgot. I don't want to take a ignore whistle on him or her because it wouldn't be a good idea. Yes. Yes, it is a fantastic animal. So it can walk on lava. There's a whole bunch of stuff it can do. It's pretty wild. Yes, Mom. That really is my mom. I dodo mommy. It's part of the community. It's part of the community. I mean, I'm excited to see how this community turns out. So far, Tattoo Man and a few other people, they're pretty cool. You know, it's pretty funny. It's very, very cool. But it is the internet, so just be we all gotta be adults. You know what I mean? Hopefully, Tattoo Man's not some weird 12-year-old claiming to be a 53-year-old man from the UK. But I, you've given me no reason to untrust you. Yeah, oh God, I don't. That's one of my worst nightmares, man. That really is. Yeah, this is true. But it's still, like, that's one of my worst nightmares. Could you imagine going back and knowing that you have a full family and all the experiences through life and all these different things, and you're 12 years old, all because it makes you want to feel better, like your body feels. I don't know if I would be able to, that would literally be like torture to me. I would be without my children. My children were never born. You're crazy. You're just a 12-year-old. You didn't go to war. You're just crazy. Like, for real? Uh, that's scary. That's scary stuff. That's bad juju. Hell no. No, thank you. Don't want it. Bad juju. Those. I don't want immortality. I don't want any of that stuff. Nope. No, thank you. I will be okay. Throw this stuff in here real quick, and I can throw this stuff in here. Take this out. Yeah, well, I mean, to be completely honest, I mean, being a better dad or not, even just having those experiences and making sure that you have that in your mind, that you could still be you could be a better dad every day. You just asked me the other day to wish your daughter a happy birthday, like sing her a happy birthday song. So you're just having that feeling of I could be a better dad makes you a better dad. So it's just one of those things, we all have the ability to grow still, regardless of our situation or where we're at in life or age or anything. Oh, you're dead. You're dead. Well, I mean, there's nothing you can do about changing other people, man. Like, changing other people is an impossible task that you will never be able to do anything about. So it's a sad aspect of life, but until that person understands what's going on. But instead of worrying about what other people, I don't want to say what other people are doing, but it's as sad as it is quite true. It's you can't control other people. They have sayings for it for a reason. Like one of my favorites, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can do all these things that you want to maybe change things for your own life, but to make somebody else change in any way is it's an impossible task. As sad as it is, as much as you may love them, it's one of those things that it's kind of an impossible task. I wouldn't go back and change anything, to be honest. The things in our past, yeah, yeah. But to change your dad you can't. Like, for instance, I was adopted. I could say that I want to go back and change the idea that my biological father, didn't want to be in my life or something like that. Don't want to go too in depth with it, but my biological father is not a part of my life. But my dad is. My father. My dad is an awesome man, and I love him, and I'm very proud of my last name. I'm very proud of being who I am. Very proud of my father. I love my father in unconditional ways. I look up to him. He is literally the only person in my life that I would consider a male role model worth being a hero in my eyes. I love my father. So with that being said, I would never go back to my biological father. He wasn't there. That I can't change my biological father's opinion. Yeah, I completely understand. That's one of the reasons why I don't drink, my friend. I've got booze. Like, don't get me wrong. I got I got booze right up there. Like, I've got a lot of booze. I mean, quite a bit of booze. But I don't drink. I can't stand the thought of drinking for pain. I can't stand the thought of just drinking for drinking. I drink. Obviously, I have alcohol, but I only drink on occasion. If I have a good meal that just sounds great with whiskey, just I have that, it's the good steak, it's the good potato. I'll have occasional drinks, but the alcohol in my life growing up was so um, yeah. This is the tie-dye kit that we did the other day, but it's just one of those things. So give me a second. My daughter needs my help real fast with turning the TV back on. She actually accidentally turned it off. I'm back. But yeah, man, it's those experiences through life will make you a leader that you are, not what anybody else is. You take skills from leaders that you see through life, good or bad. And welcome to the stream. And basically, you take those skills. You got babies. So we take those skills from all these different leaders that we have through life, good or bad, and we take the ones that we like. Oh my goodness, I have a whole bunch of chitting on me and these babies. Okay, gotta pick them up. Yeah, they got a minute. So let me just pick these up real quick and then throw all this stuff into the bolts down here. Oh, and Tattoo Man, if you can't transfer all that stuff, if you want me to, I can just bring it over and give you a volt real quick, so that way you can I can just bring the volt to your little base. If you want to run the boss, you're more than welcome to it. But I could bring a whole volt or two and drop it off over at your spot. I mean, there could be a spot right here, but I do smoke, so it's gonna get stained up. I wouldn't go crazy with it, but you're more than welcome to. But right back there, it's so about, you see, like my arm, so about the length of my arm, and that would fit perfectly right there. Does have meat. That has meat. I need to eat real quick. Hey, I'm not going to say no. I mean, you are a designer, so you do have a store and everything. It's just one of those things that if I do get popular, I'll promote you, Mom. And you have your own page as well. She makes custom leather bags and custom things. I think she's actually got a website and stuff. For you, Mom, I'll allow you to post. I'll I'll throw it on my. Just give me the link to your website so I can throw it onto my channel page and promote you on here. But yeah, she makes some pretty cool stuff here. Let me go grab my little handbag. What am I even doing? Why don't I just make a bag? I'm being an idiot right now. Kit. Then throw everything on here. Open up the kit. Go down. Take everything out. Throw that crap out. Get out of my kit. And then fill it up. Fill it up. Welcome to the stream. So long from the stream. I got all that crap out of my inventory. Let me run back up here real quick. Run over here. You left your wingman, by the way. Oh, and I was going to grab this bag. Give me a second. So, I've got it kind of opened up and stuff, and it's pretty cool. She makes some really cool stuff. So the way that I wear it is like this in the front. So I got all the access on my front end to wear it. It's a good bag. I like it. It's very nice. It's small enough for me to feel like I can wear it anywhere, and it's wide enough to you could put paperwork in here. You could put a good size, regular manila folder in there. So it's pretty nice. It's a good little bag. So yeah, that's the kind, and my mom's logo there on the front. Excuse me. Let me throw these eggs back out. Oh, that thing's being weird. Throw these out for the minute they still have. They're gonna do their little walking man dance across the ground for some unknown reason. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Let's check it out. See what kind of stuff we get out of it. I'm going to do them one at a time. I'm going to get them down to about 5 seconds, pick them all back up. So this one should be the first one that I pick up. So I'll get them down to as low as I possibly can, about 0.1%. And from there, I'll pick them all up and throw them out one at a time. It's a little bit more convenient for just in case you get twins or triplets and you have to pick up multiple. Having that one at a time. When they all start popping all at the same time, it's all popcorn and they all start dying because you can't get to them in time. And it's chaos and madness. About 10 seconds. Pick it up. 14 and 17. So pick this one up and then we'll let this one pop. Pick it up. And now we'll let this one pop. Let me grab out a cryopod. Twins, triplets, give me triplets, give me triplets, give me triplets. Please give me triplets. All females. It's a beautiful color. Looks like a lemon. Or a lime, I should say. And it's a female. So we got a female, which is amazing. So that's the next one in our little breed line. Let's see for the next one. This one. Bouncing, bouncing. Should pop right here. Right here. Great timing as well. Another female. Holy crap, here we go. That's pretty wild. So we got two females. So the stats on the first one we got, the 226 is a 15k health. So 15,840. The stamina 630. Melee on this one is 590. The oxygen's 825. Food is 11,700. And the torpidity is 22,475.5. That's the stats for the first one. The second one is going to be 15,840 health. It's going to be, and that's before end printing, yeah. And I need a male for end printing, because if I ride one, I definitely don't want to ride the females. Not until I get enough of them, at least. Stamina is 2,226. Melee on this one's 590. Weight 940. Oxygen 825. Food 11,700. The torpidity on this one's way higher too. It's 30,101.5. So it's quite a bit more torpidity on this one. I would assume because of the higher level. By far a higher level. But they both seem to have the same. They're matched on melee. But yeah, it looks like some of their stats are pretty much matched. Well, it looks like they're all matched. No, they're not all matched. The weight is a little different, but they have the... my dog's scratching. They have the same... They have the same health. It looks like they have the same melee. Double check real quick. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the melee is all the same too. Pretty awesome. Pop out this last egg. Really hoping for twins or triplets. Give me triplets. Give me triplets. All ladies. want 3 baby ladies. It's pink. Are you a male? You are a male. Very nice. That'll be my ride. It's a lower level, but still, it's let's look at the stats real quick. Let me put it in the cryopod first. That way it don't die. 187. So it's a little lower, but it's got the melee, it's got the health. It didn't get the stamina. So stamina is pretty low. Didn't get the weight, but it did get the health, and it did get the melee, which is actually pretty good, because if we continue breeding with or mutating like a lower level line, you can get higher stats but not hit the upper ceiling of level limit. So I'm pretty sure after, I think it's 400, after 400 it caps off or something along those lines, like 400 or 450 or somewhere in between. You're not able to have any higher, so if you keep on mutating, you'll have you won't be able to get up there. I mean, it's up to you. It don't matter to me. I'll if you have a female that you want to throw me, I'll take a female or a high level male. If you have any useless high level males, if you got a whole bunch of those, I'll take one of those. But right now, my male is. I need to go out and check to see what the male's stats are real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be better than the male that I had right now. But if you have a male that you want to throw my way, that'll really help out with higher stat. And I just got 3, or I just got 4, or not 4. I got 1 full-grown Rex from you, female, and I just got 2 more baby females. So the male would probably be the better of the 2, in my opinion, to get a replacement for. So yeah, because this male, I mean, it's a really good level male, but I would still say if I had a choice, I would take a male. If you want to throw one my way, I don't want to sound like, give me a male. That's what I want, but you get what I'm saying. If there's enough there, then yeah, I'll take a male, because that has the option to possibly give all the stats from the male onto the female when it gives birth. It might take all the male side, so there's more of a chance for having higher level Rexes if the breeder male is the one, with the females. But so far, man, I honestly have some ridiculously high level stuff already when it comes to the females already. So I just need to raise them up. Let me grab some meat. And I got like 12 or 15 minutes, somewhere in between, on these megatherium. They're about to start dropping too. So let me drop some of these babies out real quick. I just unequipped it. Let me put this baby right here. Here. Right here. And right here. Voila! Beautiful babies. Give you some meat. Give you some meat. Come on. There we go. And you, my good sir, are going to be my friend. And I think I shall name you. What shall I name you? The Pink Devil. Uh, I don't know what I'm going to name him. This is going to be the one that I actually ride, though. I really don't know what I should name him. If only I were more popular, I'd ask, because I know that some of the viewers right now are watching on TVs. Like my kids watch, so they have it playing, and they don't really have access to chat because I'm not going to allow them. Very nice. That's pretty amazing. That's quite amazing. That's that's one of those things that with imprinting and all that stuff. But I thought that imprinting was only really effective when you're riding it. So imprinting everything, um, unless you're riding it, is not as important as just getting the babies out. From what I'm going off of, I don't know if that's exactly true, but I thought that the health. I don't know if that's true with the health man. That's why, but I thought the damage you had to be riding it, the rider for the imprint. You know what I mean? But for that much health and all that stuff, that's it's quite wild. Put some more meat in these guys. Girls, actually, those colors are amazing. I really like this color. And the red eyes, it's a that's a beautiful color. I as much as I don't mind the pink color, I hope they all okay. So all the breeders I shouldn't imprint, but anything else I probably should. So the army I should imprint as it's being raised up. I'll do that with the army. I'll imprint on the army and do it that way. Okie dokie. Good to know. Good to know. So I kind of goofed with these ones out here, basically. Well, I got these new megatherium that are going to hatch out or be birthed out here in a little bit. And I still have these baby Rexes, so this one I'm definitely going to imprint on regardless. Excuse me. So I will be imprinting on this guy, obviously. But all these in here, I'll imprint on them as well, except for the breeders. If they pop out female and I'll use them as a breeder for a little bit there, I won't imprint on them. But the males that come out of this breed line are going to be used as part of the army. So I'll probably pull them all into here. These guys should still be good. They're trough feeding right now, so they're definitely good. I'm going to leave the meat in there on them. They shouldn't have eaten any meat yet. Yeah, so we're good on that. They haven't really eaten any of the meat out of their inventory. Got a few minutes still left on these guys over here. Let me go double check on them. Yeah, none have popped out yet. I might need to stand in this area and let them all poop before this. Well, when they have a baby, they'll actually just do that naturally. They'll stand up, but they have to do an animation before they can actually. When they get stuck in the ground from leaning like that, they have to do an animation to get unstuck from the ground like that. It's one of those things I wish Wildcard would fix. But when they're on roof panels and stuff like that, that doesn't really quite know where to put them. So it kind of makes it a little wonky. But they're supposed to be standing flat like that with their butts all flopped out like this guy right here. Once he poops one time, as you can tell, the ones that aren't really wonky are the ones that have just pooped and stuff. And as they poop, they'll sit flat. But there's a few of these ladies are pregnant right now. I've got 6 minutes on my timer, but 11 minutes here. So I've got a 5-minute buffer period in between. I just don't want to miss it, so. Oh, and the hot part of the day is starting to hit. I can feel it. Ugh. Might need to go grab a cold bottle of water. So I'm pretty sure all of my stuff is starting to warm up. Yeah, my Red Bull is starting to get quite warm, which is not pleasant. So I'm going to chug it down as fast as possible before it actually gets hot. Plenty of metal, and I still need to go out here and... hey! Should I? I mean, it's calling my name. Oh. It's right there. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you're still in here, Mom, this is the stuff that I'm talking about. I need to grab my Yudi, and now I'm all clustered. Oh, but I'm like, I got 11 minutes before these babies start popping. I probably shouldn't. Oh, it's right there too. I believe my Yudi's in the army. No? Where did I put my Yudi? The drop, man. Oh, it just disappeared. So it wouldn't have. There was a drop there, and everything was already standing around the drop because we just came back. So I was attempted to go and grab until I thought about it. So I stopped the attempt because I've got only a few minutes before these guys. If it would have been about a 15 or 20 minute drop time, or time for this one to drop baby, I would have done it. But because I've literally got 8 minutes, I would have to kill the Broodmother pretty quickly to get to it in time. So I quickly thought about it and decided against it. But yeah, I thought about it, and I started searching for my Yudi, and for some reason I can't seem to find my Yudi, probably because it's already out there. So I panicked a little bit looking for my Yudi. And it's out here. I could probably clear a little bit more inventory real quick. And this has got some stuff on its inventory as well. This does as well. Oh, I got food in my inventory for a very good reason. And I should probably not squirrel brain like I am doing right at this very moment. Focus and remember the task at hand. Give the babies food. All the babies, give them food. Especially this baby, give them all the food. And can this one imprint yet? Can I imprint on this? No, I still got 3 hours before I can imprint on this one. Because I'm going to be breeding her up. Oh, I forgot. I want to say this is the perfect breeding pair. So I don't think I want to imprint on either one of them. Oof. Make sure 6120, 6120, Yeah, it's a perfect breeding pair. So I'm not going to imprint on either one of them, I suppose. Well, that's goofy, but okay. And they're, I mean, they're 213s, so I mean, they're not by any means a low level. Excuse me. They might have been, I think, a 140, 145, maybe a 135, somewhere in there. Because I know perfect tame with kibble, with the extraordinary kibble, the maximum that you can get on a wild tame is 224. That's with the extraordinary kibble and their no kind of menangling it around to get a 225. There's certain creatures, at least in the old game, that you could auto feed in a certain way, like the Argent Davis. They had a feature where if you got them to eat something before you knocked them out and you fed them real quick, their hunger would disappear. So you could feed them really quickly. It was the fastest tame that you can tame in the last game was the Argent Davis. So you could tame any level Argent Davis like with such a quickness it was ridiculous. So technically, if you did it the right way, you could actually have really easy, fast tame with the Argent Davis. But that was in the last game. I haven't really seen or tried that same trick in this game, but it could possibly work. And the babies are coming. The babies are coming. Considering you're from the UK, the British are coming. The British are coming. I know you're probably not British, but still, funny stuff. This one will be ready to mate in a few minutes, actually 20 minutes, 22 minutes. She's going to pop in 4 minutes. She's ready to mate now. 3 minutes until she's going to pop. 3 minutes. She'll be ready to mate in a minute. She's going to pop in 13 minutes. 13 minutes. 13 minutes. 13 minutes. 12 minutes. 13 minutes. And 14 minutes. We got ourselves a little popping fest here soon. She's got 3 minutes on her, so let me go over here and feed up these Rexes real quick before all this craziness starts happening and I forget again. They're still babies. They're not going to die or anything. I just want to make sure that I put enough meat in their inventory here and try to remember. Throw that stuff out. Auto stack that stuff up. There we go. Load you down. That. I'll load you up. I'll load you up. And do I have enough cryopods? Grab out a couple more just because. Let me throw this stuff in here real fast. Let's top it back off. And we got cryopods. Pull this crop pot out. I'm very curious to see what level this pops out. We got a minute. And this is going to be the first real megatherium I got from this one. Last night I made a big oopsie, and I accidentally bred them all with the wrong megatherium. So, yeah, today I made sure that that didn't happen, and I won't make that mistake again because that megatherium's in the army. A decade base? So, I think I know what you're talking about. The bases that have been around for so long that they have old school things in the base that don't exist anymore, or things about it that don't exist in the game. But no, I haven't. Decayed. No. Well, yes and no. Decayed. But yeah, yes and no. I've seen in my area bases, and then I would log back in and they would be decayed and gone, but I never watched one actually decay real time. You know what I mean? I don't know if stuff even drops, like if they had cryopods on the ground and stuff like that. You know, like I don't know how that works. Babies! 246. Oh god, they're still coming. That one's going to be a beefcake. And that's a female too, so we got a start to the line. Let me drop this one down here so that way I... Come on. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to throw that one at my kid. 29. Wow, that's a crap one. And it's a male. You're going to just starve to death here, I guess. Another 29. Wow. And it's a male. You're going to starve to death. I'm sorry. 200. That's not bad. Male? Yeah, that's fine. We'll take the male. That's decent enough to where we can actually fight another 200. Yeah, we can take that one too. And that's another male, so that'll be added to the army. I'm wondering if it took the male side or the female side when it comes to stats. Like that Rex out there. It did not definitely get the... That one's a 108. It did not get the melee. It's alright, I guess. Let me look at its stats. Might be a decent one for the army. These guys are just going to die. Are those twins? Yep, they are twins. They took the mother's level and everything. And I don't think they're mutated. Oh, no, they are mutated. On the father side, I forgot. Huh. That's pretty cool. So even in PvP, you can kind of go raiding, but you got to wait on decay. So that's cool. But those two right there are gonna just... I might go grab one of my tools. I don't know why I'm not carrying around my tools. Let me grab some tools up real quick. Grab this at least. I don't really need my rifle on me, but I definitely need to bring my tools. I have a pretty good pickaxe, Ascendant pickaxe blueprint. It's a max. Oh, come on, babies! It's time to meet your maker. Oh, the brutality! Yeah. There we go. Sorry about that. And good night, so long, farewell, Vita say, goodbye. And, And you know what? You deserve a wonderful snack. So there's that. Have a snack. You deserve it. Your wonderful refrigerator holding man, you. How long do we have for these? A couple more minutes. Damn. That's pretty nice, man. That's one of the reasons why I kind of enjoy playing PvP when I actually did play PvP. It was seeing people's bases and being able to see how people worked and trying to get into there and you know that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed that kind of the aspect of the game and going through the chests and seeing like if you go through my chest stuff in my room, I have them kind of sorted out. But then you got guys that are just like, you know, they've got cancer everywhere. It's just like, just everything's thrown up everywhere. Let me head up here. I'll show you some of my chests before these babies hatch. But I try to, yeah, oh yeah, I understand. I understand. Yeah, the decay. After it decays, I can definitely see what you're talking about with the well, on PvE because you can't kill anything or break into anything on PvE. But yeah, this is how I always do any of my loot that I actually go through. So I can't stand the idea of just throwing everything everywhere. So these are all my weapons. Those were all my saddles. This is the ammunition. So all the different types of ammunition goes in here. And grenades and stuff. This is my special chest. I just put things that I find special that I specifically want. You know, like these are going to be for my friend if he ever decides to join back in. He's waiting for Aberration to drop. So I'm going to give my friend these pikes because he really, really likes pikes. He's pretty cool, honestly, man. He's a really good guy. I've known him my whole life, kind of like my wife. He's basically my man wife. In all reality, we bicker amongst each other. You know, we love each other like we're brothers. We're genuine like brothers. I love him just as much as I love my actual brother. You know, it's one of those things that it's. But he doesn't like the game and how it is right now, so he's going to come in and play after Aberration drops, which is one of the reasons why I need a transmitter so badly, because I want to be able to build a base and explore with them. You know, I want to be able to play the game as I am now on Aberration, which I doubt I'll be able to do anything on Aberration because the transmitter might not allow me to transfer items because they're constantly shutting it down. Yeah. I've only got a couple of people in my life that, you know, I truly love, and he is one of them. Uh, he is my only friend, really. I don't really have a lot of friends. Um, it's just who I am. So. But yeah, I try to make sure. I think I just heard them pop their babies out. I try to make sure that everything gets. So this is armor and just random supplies and stuff like that. Just random stuff out of the drops. So if it's not a weapon or ammo or a saddle, it goes into there. But I need to go down here because the babies just dropped and I don't need any of them dying. Yep. But you know what I mean by like a you know friend. You know, we're as much as I'd like to say we're like friends. You know, we're more of acquaintances right now. I'm sure we'll become more and more close as time goes on. But um, he's one of those friends that I've had for 15, 16 years, probably longer than that, maybe closer to 17 by now or 18. somebody that I could talk about riding the school bus with, you know. He's one of those guys. He's basically a brother more than anything. I mean, no offense by that, but you get where I'm going with that. I'm open to new friends, but there's just something about him that, you know, he's basically my man wife, like I said earlier. I believe the server is lagging right now because these guys are kind of just stuck at a minute. Oh, there he goes, 20 seconds. This one should pop before this one. He's stuck at 37. This one's stuck at 20 now. The server must be lagging pretty hard or something because they're not supposed to be sticking on 20 seconds for 40 seconds. This one's been on 10 seconds for probably longer than 10 seconds. Nope, that's... Oh, here they come. You any good? A 188 female. Okay. It's not bad. It's better than what I have. Desert 204 down there. I want to see if any of these have the father stats, because if they got the father stats, then it's a very good thing. This is a male, so I should probably start imprinting on these when I'm able to. 202. Female. It's a good breeder. Old Purplefoot. 161. Male. That's going to be for the army. So he will be cannon fodder. You. 180. Male. So it's going to be a pretty good amount of cannon fodder, it would seem. But if they got the father stats, then they're not going to really be cannon fodder. They're going to be... That one has got some beefiness to it. Look at that, a 244? Please be a female. No, that's a male. That has got some beefiness to it. Wow, that's a pretty substantial level. Curious. You must have got some of the decent stats at least. Yeah, I want to say that you are actually one of the heavier levels that I have. So let me move this guy up. Kind of move this guy up here so that way I can go through the levels a little easier. It did not get the... It's got the same level as them. Did not get the health. But it... No, it didn't get the melee either. It did get its stamina. Got its oxygen as well. It didn't even get its torpidity. So this one's torpidity is a little lower. So because of the other mutations on the female side, because there's more, I believe, on the female for mutations than the male. When the male gives its mutations off, it's not the same mutations as the female. Yeah, because she has... No, she really doesn't have more mutations on her than... Oh, I guess she does. She does have more mutations on her because those are both sides of her genealogy. So, in all reality, she's got 6 mutations, right? Yeah. So she's got 6 mutations, and he has 4. He's got 4 mutations on him. So, not a big deal, obviously. But we did get a pretty good male with all of this guy's mutations. So he's got the 4 on the father's side there. But 0 on the mother's side because we bred with a lower level female. Let me check to see which female I bred with her, or was bred with them real quick. What's your mother? Yeah, 37. So we bred a level 37 and a 244, and we got a level 244 because we kind of lucked out. We maxed out on that luck scale right there. So that's what I'm talking about when I say you have a chance of getting a high level tame from a low level thing. So this right here, I believe, was its mother. 37. So the 37 and the 244 bred, and it popped out this 244. Even though the mother's got really crappy stats and really crappy everything, this one took its father's level and some of the father's stats, which is good. It's good for the army. That's actually a very good soldier. I need to make sure that I make some more saddles up. But the saddles are going to become the bottleneck now for the army. I need to make, I want to say like 3 armies worth of saddles, but that's going to take an ungodly amount of cementing paste. Make sure these babies are fed over here. So they're all bred out. Babies are all hatched out. These are raising. Those are continuing. Everything is going. Productive day. A very, very productive day. So I am going to thinking about taking that male and this female and raising these 2 up and just kind of leaving the other babies in the cryopods and raising up those babies a little later. But this male definitely needs to be thrown out. Oh, come on. I guess I'll throw him right here. No, I'll throw him over there. Yeah, I guess I'll throw him over there. Why not? And then this female right here. This is the one that's specifically bred between the 2. So her mom and dad are the new alpha breed that I have. Toss this meat out and toss out this spoiled stuff right here and try to feed these as fast as possible. I do not want them starving. They were hungry. So they're pretty good, these levels. Let me check my list right here and see. Berries? They eat berries? I thought they ate meat. I thought they ate meat. I can use berries in them? Because if I can use berries in them, I can just make a berry trough and it would be way more efficient. Because I have that Bronto out here. Well, shit. I've been feeding them meat. Let me whack some stuff, I guess, then real quick. Throw some berries on them. That might explain a couple things. Oh, goodness gracious. Lined up. Open the door. we got pretty decent amount of levels, so it's got a pretty good amount of weight. Put 20k into its health, so that way it doesn't really die. And the rest I will pound into melee, so that way I can collect more berries. I actually can collect more berries up at the top of the mountain than I can down here, but it's not slim pickings down here very much either. If I angle myself on the rock a little better, I can actually get my tail to whack more bushes. Oh, wrong side. And let me meander my way up the side of this little hill over here. Not the sheer cliff face right here, but I gotta turn around. Oh my goodness, it's starting to get warm. Just smacked the shit out of that bird, huh? Like Pokemon. Tail whip. Ah, yes. The tiny little trees stop the massive multi-ton animal from crossing. Getting junky. Let me drop out this wood. Oh. Drop out the seeds. Don't need any of that crap. The thatch. Drop out that stuff. And we should just be berries. Yay, berries! Take all the narcotic. Drop all the stem, and now we're all good berries. While keeping all of the narcotic as well. Being on the PlayStation, I swear you can learn how to get real quick with these things that you can do to make clearing out inventories a little easier. That's pretty cool, the way that this is built. You can actually look in first person and drive your little tame. That's pretty cool. That is actually genuinely. And I just need to put a door on it, so I'm a little bit more concealed. But you could do this in PvP too. So if you just had a health, you could throw a bed on the back of here and then basically use this as a mobile fob. And because of the size of it, I could probably even throw on some a dinosaur gateway and make it to where we could put tames inside of it as well. So you could actually carry several birds in here and other various dinosaurs if you needed to. And get back and forth from a battle if you're fighting in PvP. Like say you're raiding a base or something and you're fobbed up. Instead of being fobbed up, you can just be brontosaured up. And then, yeah, go from there. You'd still want to put a fob in the area. All right, man. It's getting late where you're at too, man. I'm surprised you've been up this long. You did this again last night. You need to get your sleep on schedule, man. I appreciate you stopping by. I always appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, man. And thank you for all your help and stuff as well. Tomorrow or whenever you get back on, I've got these artifacts for you, as well as if you need me to, I can just drop by your base with one of these vaults filled to the brim. I could just grab a couple of them, and you can leave them there at your base and farm up your stone. If you're building over here, you're more than welcome to one of these vaults. I'll drop the whole vault off and everything. So I'll just drop it out, drop the inventory, and you can fill up the vault there. I don't know what you're doing with it all, but I'm assuming you're making cementing paste. So just let me know. And if you need to farm up the boss, I'll give you. You're more than welcome to this. So you got your own little set there. Yeah, I figured. So yeah, I'll drop a volt off of one of those filled up and the artifacts if you want. I mean, it's really up to you. But yeah, I still have a whole bunch of them out there that I still need to go through. I'm just feeding these babies up, and once they're able to sustain themselves for a long enough period of time, I'll go through that a little bit later. Let me throw these narco berries away, not away, but into something. There we go. Why do I have stone on me? Did I take stone out? I did. That's good. Yeah. Well, no. What I mean is I'll just drop the vault itself. Like I'll just throw it on the floor whenever you get in, and you can pick the vault up yourself and drop it down. And I'll just drop a bag, or I can drop out. I can popcorn it out, but I don't think that's necessary. I'll just drop a bag, and then you can go through the bag, and grab it all up, and throw it into the vault. I'll give you 2 or 3 volts if you want, man. I'm gonna have more than enough. Like I was saying earlier, my little Doedicurus can only take so much stone. Like I can only do so much with mine. So for one of these volts, you need 2 volts of stone to completely go through the whole volt. So it's a prospect. You know, it's a very very long prospect of doing this. So I'm not going to be able to go through all that myself. So you're more than welcome to a couple volts of it. You helped me get to this point as well. So I wouldn't have been able to do these artifact caves as easy without these pyromanes. So if anything, you're basically entitled to it, to be completely honest, just because you helped out. You're basically an investor at this point. So that's just how I feel about it. You might feel differently, and that's okay, but that's how I feel about it. Let me grab some more meat for these guys over here. And move this stone back up to where it belongs. Grab a little more meat. Fill these up. And I also need to put some more meat in the megatherium real quick as well. These guys are probably going to need it way more. All right, man. I will see you tomorrow or whenever. I'll be streaming tomorrow, though. So if you want to stop by, chat it up, I'll be here. Unless it's Wednesday and I'm completely forgetting about it. You try to get some good sleep, all right, dude? I know I don't need any in this, but I just wanted the reassurance. And oh, I completely forgot. I keep on adding meat to these guys. I just went out to go grab harvest berries up, so that way I just throw meat in there right now. I know they'll eat it. Welcome to the game. I need to grab these berries out real quick and put some in the trough. Oh, goodness. should probably make another feeding trough specifically for berries. So actually, this is what I'm going to do. Considering I have another area, this will be my meat area, and the other area will be my berry area. That might change though. Just because I might need to make this area the berry area, because the Bronto is easier to get in over here than it is over here. So let me grab all of this stuff out and put all the mijo berries in here. There's the mijo berries, and let me grab everything out of this trough. I'm a little chunky right now, so I might not be able to. Quite a bit of spoilage, it would seem. Oh yeah, I'm a little heavy here. A little too heavy. Throw some meat on the floor and then put these cryopods up. Doesn't seem like a lot, but that probably will help out just a hair. Throw some of that stuff up. Didn't help out. All right. Yeah, they have a second on them. You run back over here. Wobble, I should say, not really quite so much run, but wobble back over here. And this will be my meat area, I guess. Come on, pick them up. Jeez. That's filled up, and this should be filled up, but it's not. Grab some more berries and just bring over all the berries that I can. Pretty heavy with those, so let me just grab these green ones. What are they called? And I can't walk. Why are these so heavy? Why am I so heavy? I mean, I guess 100 berries is 10 pounds, but geez. Pretty heavy berries. I do have some medical brews on me and a stack of meat. But I feel like I shouldn't be that heavy. berries. I might have to put this guy over here on the other side of the base. And I am. I'm going to take his majestic beauty and throw him onto the other side of the base. So that way I can easily access the berries. It's a lot long. It's a lot more time shaved off of my back and forth. Grab a little more berry. Why not? There's a drop coming. I haven't really checked my army. But there is a drop coming. So if I wanted to, I could. And I'm really thinking about it. I could take that tree out. It's so annoying. Take that one out. Let me take this one out. A very large tree. And it's just not letting me. So, I'm thinking about running this Broodmother again real quick. Out of stamina. Just jump out real quick and head down. Grab some artifacts up. Let me check on these real fast. Do I have anything on me? No. Got all my stuff. I got food. I got water. Drag this guy up a little bit more right here. Right here. These down a little bit more. This one. So we got 15 minutes from this point. Grab all of these up, throw them next to this crate. Which is doable. That's why we have them out here right now like this. And they all look of very, very good health. None of them seem to be too messed up. So, we should be fine. There is a mix of females to males. Got my Yudi already here. It is boss time. So let's throw these in here and summon the boss. There we go. This guy is definitely okay. I just like to make sure that I'm good and close to him. And here we go. Cigarette. This will be, after this boss fight, will be 60 element. So we'll just need to do 2 more boss fights, and then we'll have enough to make a replicator, but that still won't be enough to make a generator. Okay, I whistled them all. They all get stuck here for some reason. I don't understand. What is going on? Hey, you goofy goofer. Can you go one way or the other? Courage war buff. There we go. Now we're at more of a appropriate spread. They should all be doing a pretty decent amount of damage now. And with my courage buff roar, they should all be doing pretty decent. Yeah, we're doing work now. Just takes a little bit to move them into place. That's really the only thing about this boss. Is we got a whole bunch of these little megatherium running around. And they kind of get stuck on stuff. So they'll get stuck on the trees in the arena. They'll also get stuck on some of the other things in the area, as well as the Broodmother and themselves. So it's a little awkward, to say the least. I want to say I'm courage roaring everything. Let me get behind this bug ball real quick and smack it. I want to smack it towards them as it pops in like that, but I kind of goofed on that. You can kind of pop the bug ball towards the megatherium to kind of help the ones that aren't getting any. Like that. So you see how they kind of spread out behind them? They'll still get hit. So as you whack this bug ball in the back, or do that, the megatherium will have it spread out to them. They'll get smacked by the megatherium. Smack the bug ball and launch them towards the megatherium. Deep in megatherium, these little bugs. Here comes, smack them. That kind of throws them around. Weakens them up so the megatherium can just hit them once and that will basically kill them all off. But you're essentially playing a little mini game of baseball behind the Broodmother. There we go. Smack them and see how they go flying. Some of them aren't getting the buffed up, as you can see over here on the side. But all the megatheriums are doing pretty good. They're not dying. Courage roar. But that launching those bugs are actually pretty good. It's a good way of making sure that the majority of your army has got bugs to work with. There it goes. So all these over here were getting the buff. The ones that were closer to its butt really weren't, because I was launching them. I just gotta figure out a good strategy of launching those bugs in a more uniform pattern around. There goes another boss fight down. These guys are probably slot capped. It didn't really take too much damage either. A lot of them didn't take any damage. Some of them tanked a bit of damage, but for the most part, good teamwork. I can do this boss fight again. This one's got it's a bit beat up, but it's nowhere near as bad as some of the other ones were. 15k and a butt ton of melee seems to... That's the same... Oh, no. This one does have a pretty substantial amount of damage, but not entirely too much to panic about. I could probably force heat that one and still be ready for the boss. But I definitely have an issue with storage at this point. It's going to be a little crazy trying to get all of the stuff. Very nice. We are back. Megatheriums are in the exact area that we put them. Udi's right there. And let me try to find this broken one real quick. So this one's got a little bit of healing that it needs. But that one next to it is just beat up. Come on, let me in. There we go. Now I'm on the Udi. Udi. Move your booty. Really? I'm just stuck here now forever? Move this guy up then? No, he's stuck too. Move this guy up. One of the twins? Nope. She is stuck as well. You got meat on you? Yeah, she's got plenty of meat on her. And levels. Let me smack some levels into her. Grab out some of this raw meat. Grab out some of this raw meat and hammer it into this one. And everything's going nuts. There we go. So I guess I'm going to hammer some health into her real quick. Or him, I should say. He's got a really good saddle, too. I think that saddle is the only reason why it survived, was the saddle. He was taking the brunt of all of the hits from the Broodmother, apparently. So let's force feed him up as best as possible. Get him situated. And we'll be ready to run the boss again whenever this drop comes down. we're getting there on its health.